This is where it all started. This eBay ad for $1,750 for an Arri Alexa Classic Plus camera. I see the ad and I watch it for weeks. No one buys the camera. It says the sensor looks good, but they're not able to get it to turn on. They don't know how many hours are on it. They don't know anything really about the camera because of that. So I decide why not. After Foxtail Whips was able to purchase 5 cameras and get one to work, one working Arri Alexa camera for $1,250, which is just amazing to me, I figure I can figure it out. So what we're going to do is take this camera, we're going to go through it, and we're going to see what we can find. I'm Father Time. Let's fix this Arri Alexa Classic Plus. Alright, so I had a little bit of a breakthrough last night. I actually was able to swap out the menu board on this one. Looked up how to remove the ribbon and then plug that ribbon into here and hit power, and it actually powered this camera on. Now, it did not load the menu, most likely because they're two different types of cameras. I mean, I assume that the menu between this one and that one don't cross match, but it did actually power on, so that's good. That let me know that the AC unit I have for this works, and that it's able to power on. I'm trying to see if I can get a replacement board, because it looks like it is this board here that is not working. And of course it's very unique because it has a WRS button. This one does not. It's a different model. Those are all issues. So what I do want to do right now, though, is just regarding this one, is I'm going to replace the little knob here. I'm going to take it off from this camera, and then I'm going to put it on this one just so I can go through the menu options on this camera and see exactly what it says about the Alexa M. Now, the Alexa M, for the most part, is going to be kind of worthless because it does not have the sensor head, unless I'm able to swap out, potentially swap out the heads on this camera and put it into this one. Seeing as this one boots up, then I'd have to just take the hardware that's over here off and put it in these slots here where they've been cannibalized out. And I still don't know why the M was cannibalized to begin with, unless it just ended up being an issue where the sensor got trashed. And of course, because the sensor got trashed, it's a separate unit, you only have the body left. And so they just started cannibalizing it because of that. Again, this is Father Time here. I'm a big dumb animal, doing big dumb animal things. So don't do any of this at home. There's a camera there. Don't do any of this at home, because it's just probably a bad idea. I did reach out to Arri. They said $350, which is basically 2 hours of labor. 2 hours of labor to get to just find out what's wrong with it. So you can see these little tabs here. You push those back, and that allows that ribbon to come out. And this feels pretty solid here, but I do have to get this knob off. That might be a bit of a trick, actually. So, and I, of course, don't want to damage the... Oh. There we go. Yeah, so it does just pop right out. So that's good to know that I didn't just ruin that. Alright, so this pops right off there. I'm just holding this for stability's sake. It looks like maybe that nut's just a little bit different size-wise. Yeah. It's slightly smaller. Okay. It's moving. Just keeping pressure on that back because I don't want that button to just sort of slide. Okay. 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 So this is sort of bent in there a little bit. So now it's lodged in there in some weird way. There we go. So just holding that pressure on the back so it doesn't pull that ribbon cable loose. Looks like I might have done that. Alright, so okay, so let's tighten it there. So I think what I'm going to do actually is just not mount this. Just attach it with the ribbon cable. I'm just putting that back in here. Okay, once it pops back in, then dial seems to work. The ribbon cable is just a little bit different. Just a little bit different on the Alexa M. So this is all this is going to allow me to do is I'm going to be able to look through the menu on the Alexa M, look at the licenses and all that stuff, just to do it, see how many hours there are on it. In theory, this button should be the same. So we're going to find out, see if that's the case. It's just firing off here. So when I did put this board over here, there's just a flashing red light. Again, I think that was because this menu board's different than this camera. So it just didn't recognize it. So that's the same error message I got because there's no sensor head, there's no S/S card module, all sorts of other stuff that there isn't in this. Okay. So this one is not turning. So it's actually not working. Fascinating. But that button is kinked a little bit. So it is possible that the connection on these is just different because it's not working. Alright, well. So, go ahead, pop this loose again. Get this ribbon cable out. And why I have this undone and removed in case that was part of the problem because it wasn't working on this end. And the answer on that one is no. Alright. Well, shoot. So I have this one out, I'll put that back on the other camera, and then this one. Take a picture of that. So that's firing off. So the only other thing on the other camera I can think of maybe is the fact that maybe there's an issue with the ribbon cable. But if that were the case, I would think that it wouldn't have powered on at all. So there's this little key. Jesus, just all thumbs today. This little keeper here. You just want to make sure that's forward. So, I don't know what I just did, but it just fired off. I have literally no idea what I just did. It doesn't look like anything is loading. So this is interesting. So the screen's not coming on. The lights aren't coming on, but the lights are showing on here. That's weird. So I'm wondering if maybe it's a cable thing here. I'm getting a straight red light, and then it just shut off. All right. Oh, and the light. Wow, the screen just flashed too. So that's just fascinating is what that is. All right, so you see this here, these little things there. You want to make sure those are slid forward when it's engaged. You pop it in, but to release the ribbon, you push on the edges and you gently, can't stress that enough, you push that out. And then that power ribbon goes into that slot. And you always want to make sure the blue side is up. So you see that blue there. So you kind of have to go in underneath. And kind of shimmy it in. Okay, now I got a blank screen, which I did not have before. So, I mean, that's fascinating is what that is. So let's try and see if we can power it up and power it down again. That is just weird. Weird. So I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to have to do this. Oh, it's starting, and now it's loading. It's starting applications. Like, am I recording this? All right, so it's starting the interface. It's going through the motions of booting up right now. Wow. Starting camera modules. This is just, I mean, this is unbelievable. Like, I haven't been able to get this thing to power up. All right, so we're on. We're in. What? What? Let's check the menu. Let's check info. System state is good. The system state is good. It says the camera is good. Wow. So literally I paid $1,500 for this camera, $500 for this camera. This camera is an Alexa Plus, Classic Plus. I can't, wow. So obviously it's still not functioning right, but it is up. So let me see. I wonder if I can. I've got a PL mount lens. It's a red lens, but oops. Okay. So this is my red cinema lens here. It's a PL mount. So let's see. So it's not locking in. So let me see here. Version, camera serial number 2772, camera ID R250, firmware Alexa 111334. So it's literally working. Well, kind of working. So without that button, that's the question, is without that button, can I go through? All right, so. So this is very encouraging though. I mean, it booted up. This camera I bought, again, because it wouldn't turn on even. So it's booting up. I've literally never put a lens on this camera before, so let me put that back in. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so that lens cap's back on. So I'm thinking maybe I need to power it down. I'm going to put that button back on and see if I can get that to work here. But wow. I mean, seriously. To go from a camera that won't turn on to seeing that there's a camera that's active. I'm wondering if the problem might be the switch. We'll find out here. Alright. So that's pretty amazing. Alright, so let's get this back up here. Let me take off power. God, I hate to do this. It's a shame there's no power button. Okay, well, I have to. Okay. I know it's terrible what I just did, but I just don't know a way around it right now. So the issue that's interesting is whenever I plug the power in, it just boots. So far, so good. So again, this one center stage here. Again, it's booting up. I can't tell you how exciting this is. I mean, because you gamble. I mean, you buy this stuff and it's a straight gamble. It didn't even turn on when I bought it. So we're back to the main screen here. Menu. Okay, so the turn button's working. So this button is working. Wow. So the button's working, the click's working. So I'm able to travel through the menu. 16:9, sensor temperature standard. Pixel masking. Pixel masking is interesting. So like if you have dead pixels, then you can actually use pixel masking to help that. It's built into the camera because these Arri cameras are just workhorses. So the back button works. Power. 21 volt. Onboard warning. Same test signal beeper. fan mode regular, SD card. So I put an SD card in here. Or is that in the other one? No, I'm going to put it in the other one. I did. So I actually don't need a Big Daddy SSD card in this one. I'm going to get a smaller one. I'm going to be right back.